Hi, Ernesto.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. Thank you.
Good, good. So it's 7 a.m. I'm just gonna give 1 minute in case somebody else joins.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so it's 7:02. I'm gonna get started. I wanna thank you for joining on time to the class. Happy Tuesday. How's
Okay.
your morning going so far? I mean, you just woke up, I think, but
I I have I do not have too much to say. Probably 10 minutes of my morning so far.
Okay, so you haven't had
No, no,
breakfast.
no, not much to say about my morning because I just have 10 minutes of history to mention. But yeah, so far so good.
It's good. Um, t- I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I wanted to go to the gym early today, but I was like, oh, I mean, should I go to the gym now or should I, you know, um, get up and relax and eat my breakfast? So that's what I did in the end. I woke up and did my breakfast and I sat down on the couch here and watch TV. I'm gonna go to the gym later on today. Yeah.
I've been trying to go to the gym at morning since January, But no, but I'm going, but I'm going to at night.
Yeah, so me the same. I normally go at night. I try to go sometimes in the morning, but yeah, I think the problem is that the gym where I go, they open at 5, and sometimes I wake up like 5:15, so the time that I do to get to the gym is like 15 minutes. That'll be like 5:30. Then if I do like an hour, I will be off at 6:30, and then 15 minutes back, it will be 6:45. So then for me to start the class, it'll be just 15 minutes, like to run, take the shower, eat breakfast.
You'll be in a rush.
Yeah, and to me, breakfast in the morning is it's very important, and it has to be a very good breakfast, because otherwise, I don't, you know, I I think it's essential. A very good breakfast in the morning, I think, is essential. So,
Yeah, that's another thing that since last year, I mean, last year I have a very bad habits. I haven't have a good diet. I not exercise at all. I just sit in this chair, being the complete. But I started go to visit a nutritionist. I don't know if that's the good.
you have gone? That's good.
Yep. So since January, I started go to the gym and I go to the nutritionist almost
I've
once per
I've
month.
heard, but what's the main reason that you went to the nutritionist?
Not because I feel bad or any illness. It's just because I mean, I was like not eating like I feel bad, not like I have a stomach a stomach. I mean, what is it? How do you say?
Stomach ache?
If you say bucket, how do you say stomach?
Stomach ache.
Stomach ache.
Yeah.
Not because of that. It's just because bad habits. I mean, I wanted to start the year with good habits. That
Right.
that's the main reason that I started go to the nutritionist and go to the gym. I mean, I used to go to the gym, but not in a daily basis, not
Mm-hmm.
regularly, not with uh how not with discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say now I'm going to with
Like
discipline.
sometimes you will go, some other times you
Exactly. Now
won't.
I'm taking the supplements and the diet, and yeah, now I feel better.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
That's
yes.
good. That's good.
And yeah, the nutrition said that the breakfast is not the most that's a myth that's the most important dish on of the day, but it is important to have a good breakfast.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I was muted because the guy who sells bread, he
No,
was like passing
but that's a classic.
by. Yeah. But I think here I but I think here in the morning too many people are selling bread and stuff. My house I mean, this is not like a mansion, like a big house, but it's not, it's a little bit big, and I can be at the end of the house, and then there's not gonna be a lot of background noise. But I like to be here in the living room. I like it a lot here.
But no, but that's a classic. The bread, the garbage guy,
Yeah.
the
Uh,
water,
the water guy, every
the
time he
water guy.
comes, he came on Sunday, I think. No, I think it was Saturday. So he came on Saturday, and every time he comes, he's like knocking on the door. My door is like a regular door, and then every time he comes here, he knocks, but he's like two hard, and he's like, "El agua, el agua," and he starts like screaming, and then my bedroom is the one that is this one here. So that day I was sleeping. It was like 10 in the morning because I was hangover. So I was sleeping, and then in the morning he was like knocking, but very loud, and he was screaming, and then I woke up, and I didn't wake up like mad. I just woke up because I needed the water. So I woke up and came here and just told to the guy like I need 2 bottles, and then I paid, and then the other guy that is his partner
Mhm.
came, and I was like, could you tell that man that he knocks the door very hard and I don't like it? Yeah, honestly, I was pissed inside. I was pissed. Yeah. But I didn't want to tell him directly because I said maybe I'm not I'm gonna tell him to upset, and I don't want that. But yeah. Hey Victor,
Hey, how's it going, guys? Um,
long time no talk.
yeah, I think I missed a few days. I think most of last week, all last week. Yeah, I've been struggling with a few things, but now I'm yeah. No,
Struggling
no,
with waking up in the morning.
no, 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 no. I was like dealing with a project that I'm in the transition of a new like a job position, but yeah. I believe now I'm better. Everything is I think uh, things are moving forward, I believe right now.
Oh, do you have a new job position?
Something like that.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's great. What is it about, if we
Is
may?
is in the same company, of course, but as a leader, but yeah, I mean we had another leader, so like I'm in the transition and yeah. Um, Long story short, I mean the day wasn't enough, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, there's so many things that were screwed, and now there. I mean, of course, there's things that I need to improve about the position and about myself. But I believe, I mean, the most important things are, I mean, are good right now, and the other things
Mm-hmm.
are in the way.
Well, that's nice. Well, I'm glad about your new position.
Thank you.
How much money are you gonna? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. I don't know.
How much
Still, I
money are
don't
we
know.
making now?
Still, I don't know, to be
Oh,
honest.
for real?
Yeah, because I'm, yeah.
Oh, that's
That
quite
that
interesting.
he needs the negotiation class.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be time for you to start negotiating with your people there and see how much money are they gonna pay you. I was sharing the screen. Okay. Well, that's nice. That's very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with this. As I was mentioning, this class for the English for Business 3, we are in the second week right now, and we've been discussing about business, negotiation, stating your position, clarifying your point, and all this good stuff where you can um maybe not learn because that's something that you already know, but you can start like um uh the vocabulary practicing and things that are gonna help you not only in business but also in regular life. So the topic that we'll be discussing today is about handling conflict and resolving sticking points. Handling conflict and resolving sticking points. what does come to your mind when you read or see these, which is the second topic, handling conflict and resolving sticking points?
Okay, so what came to my mind is that in a ideal world, a negotiation is going to be smoother without any difference with the other party, but
Right,
not real life. So you will find difference. So you will need to figure out how to overcome any situation and resolve
right,
difference or not. If you're not in the same page, you need to overcome that difference. That was came to my mind.
okay, that's nice. Okay, Victor, anything?
Um, I will say that we all have conflicts in life in general, but the thing is that handling is I mean, there's no point to escape conflicts. I mean, I think it's sometimes saying yes to everything is a way to avoid conflicts, but sometimes we need to handling conflicts, hope for a good solutions. Yeah, like a win-win solutions and all that.
Right, right. Yeah. Okay, good. So we're gonna we'll be focusing right now on handling conflict and resolving sticking points based on the negotiation stuff and business related, of course. Um, this needs to load. Okay, okay. So resolving conflict in 4 different steps. So right now with this one, we're gonna focus on in general, but of course we're gonna associate this into the business area, which is the most important for us. We have a lot of we have a lot of conflict as well in the business area. Um, it could be with your boss, with your colleague, with your mate, with your above people, or people maybe that you have in charge, with your partner next to you, with a lot of them. So um, we have the 4 different steps here on how to resolve conflict. Okay, so we have the care um, option here. I want you to read it for yourself. I'll give you like 2-3 minutes so you can just read it for yourself. I have it up on my screen here.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, good. What do you think is the importance of handling this with care when let's do it more in general. Maybe right now I don't need a very long and complex and explanation, but why do you think it is important to handle this with care, communication, actively listen, review options, and with a win-win?
Um, well, I mean, that's a plan, the ones that you have there, but I mean they are like some sort of idealistic
Hmm.
that from my point of view. But yeah, it's the first part. It's interesting that you know won't need to focus on any extra situation, just in facts, not in your thoughts or in your ideas or in your suggestions.
Right?
But yeah, just in real facts and real situations, and yeah, just focus on the truth and build rapport via active listening about the other party, not in your thoughts.
On what is important, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I will take my takeaway for this reading is to not focus on any other unnecessary idea or any suggestion that you will have in mind that can distract of the conflict, but just keep your mind in facts of the conflict.
Okay. Okay, good. Very, very good point. Thank you, Ernesto. So I do have a couple of questions that I need you to go over. And those were just sent to the group, to the WhatsApp group right now. Um, can someone, Layli, hi, can you read the questions to us, please?
Hi, good morning. Actually, I cannot. I left the group because I misunderstood that information.
Oh,
So I thought that this course was canceled for me, but it's not. So I will, but I think I have the invitation. I will rejoin. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry.
it's all good.
Let's see.
It
Okay,
it's
so I rejoined the group, but I
okay.
cannot see the previous conversations.
No problem. I'll send the questions again.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, so the first question is, how do you handle conflict?
Right. Second, third.
Okay. Um, explain a situation. So you need me to read all the questions
Yes,
or all
please.
the, okay. How do you handle conflict? Explain a situation when you had a conflict at work and how you handle it. How do you handle disagreement when working as part of a team? Provide an example. Explain a situation when you disagree with your boss and how you handle it. Explain a situation when you disagree with a rule or policy and how you handle it.
Okay, nice. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'll send you class to a breakout room, so you can discuss these questions together. All right. So in one room, I'm going to send Astrobal and Laylee, and then in the other room I'll send Ernesto and Victor so you guys can discuss these questions based on the whole thing we've been talking about. Any questions before I send you over?
No.
Nope. Okay, so here we go.
Yes. Well, I don't know if you want to start or I can share one of my experience.
If you want, you can start.
Okay. So I remember, well, I been in a few discussion, not a big deal, but yeah, I can remember one of them when I was a chief of consultants. There was a situation that I was not agree, and it was because we were traveling a lot to Honduras, and the policy of the benefits to being out of the country, you always have uh, a specific budget to spend on food and to hotel and that kind of stuff. So in that moment, I remember that if you travel like a week, you have like $25 each day to spend on food, and of course there were a hotel in the middle of the budget, but there was a project that need to be like more time than a week, like 2 months. So my boss decided that because they were staying for longer, the budget was not anymore $25. It was like $15, I remember. And I told him that that is not fair because it's more sacrifice to being out of your country more time than just a week. But he was saying that because they were staying longer, they will not be eating at restaurant, but uh, preparing their own food on this Airbnb situation and things like that. And I was not agree for sure because for the sacrifice. So I remember we have a discussion that day, and well, he was the boss. I was not in a good position, but in that moment we decide. He decided to assign a budget like $20, I remember, and being uh, in a department on Airbnb. I remember that time was not a win-win because the only one that was winning was
It
him
was
because
him.
he was, yeah, it was him because it was spending less money and the project was considered to have a budget for these consultants to be out of the country. But yeah, I remember I had a discussion that day, just trying to get more benefits to the consultants that were assigned to that project. Yeah, and of course the way to manage that situation was always polite, even though that we were I was not thinking that was not fair for the consultants. Thankfully I was part of the project, but I was not assigned to be in Honduras for the complete time. Just I went just I remember like once or twice. But yeah, that was one of my experience being in a conflict.
Great. I definitely can relate with those situations. And I think it covers like three of the questions, because this is how to handle conflict. Talking about it and explain why do you think this is a problem. It was a conflict at work and also a disagreement with your boss. So I think you cover a lot in your example. And on my side, how I handle conflict, I think it's kind of difficult for me. In the past, I have been like my usual approach is to try to avoid a confrontation, but in time I learned that that is actually the worst option to take, because if you avoid that conflict, that it may be small at the beginning and it may become a huge problem
Yeah.
really fast. So I have been like forcing myself to go directly with that situation or even that person, because sometimes it's not a specific uh, situation or a specific or just one situation, but a person who it's kind of difficult to to handle or to work with him, right? So I have been trying to be more straightforward and address it on as soon as
When the
possible.
time comes, yeah.
Yeah. So a situation when you had a conflict at work, you sort of remind me a very similar situation when you need to go out to do a job. So in my previous work, I used to travel a lot, and there was a really problematic situation when they didn't give you the money in advance. Viáticos, how do you say it? Expenses?
Yep.
Yeah. So they didn't give you the expenses in advance. So I need to cover all those expenses like hotel, taxis or Uber and food. And then you need to go back and try to make that process as faster as possible, because I needed to pay my credit card. So it was a really, it was a very uncomfortable situation, because I know I could have said, no, I cannot because I don't have the money, but I also knew that it will become a problem for me if I was not able to go to that other country and do the job that is needed at the time. So a disagreement with my boss, maybe related to how to approach a situation. We have a situation at work, and we needed to communicate, or I thought we needed to communicate with the client, and he was like, I don't think it will be the best for just for now. Maybe we need to wait. And as part of my personal process of deal with any constraint that comes up in my way, I was like, I think it will be better to reach out now, and of course with a plan. It is not like I'm going to tell him, hey, there is a problem and I don't know what to do. But and that's the thing. I needed his help, my boss's help, to approve my action plan. So it was, at the end, it was a win-win situation because we agree on not state the situation as a problem or as a constraint, but as a delayed in the deliverable. And I think he was right in that because the expressions you use can smooth things or make it worse. So he helped me to realize that I was maybe
Something
Mhm.
in those cases, yeah, I didn't interrupt I exceeded my 3 hours period for a focus time because I
Your
mean
focus time.
the thing is that if you are coding, you understand that. If you are coding and then you have like you are developing and then you cut that time and move to another topic or another project, and then you come back next day. I mean, pretty much you will to start like, because we are working as a logic programmers, right? And then you need to like check the code again,
Start
remember the
pretty much
idea.
start all over again.
Yeah, I believe like sometimes project managers or scrum master, they don't understand about that. I mean, they are like, I believe multitasking is an issue for us because I believe it's a kind of our enemy because well, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
I don't think we should multitask ever.
Yeah,
We should, I mean, companies and people have tried to make us think that multitasking is a good thing. It's a skill that we should all have, and it's good for the job. Yeah, but it's not good for us at all,
I believe,
and we
yeah, we
shouldn't.
don't. We are like, we're working with a very detailed things. And that's why sometimes you miss things. Because you are doing your brain it's not like your brain can think into things at the same times.
Yes.
Someone explained me, it's like you're doing that, you put that in pause, meanwhile you change it. I believe our brain has the ability
Capacity, yeah, to do that.
to move from one context to the others, but it's not
Mhm.
that they are in two contexts at the same time.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you do that, what's gonna happen in the end is that but you'll get used to it, but your body won't. Your body will still be feeling, and then you will end up with stress.
Yes. 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 Yeah. But then that's what happened with I had a conflict. But I believe at the end, like changing like priorities, that's why I handle it. Uh, the thing is that when you are like when you are handling conflicts, you need to listen first, like the care methodology, but and then at the end you need to propose something. It's an agreement, like two parts. If I will do this, but
Mm-hmm.
you should do this. So I had my proposal and it worked. It's not, I wasn't very happy doing that, but I believe I need to uh not let them win, but I believe we all should win. So I accommodate my schedule
Mm-hmm.
doing that, and it worked. I mean, yeah. At the end, client was happy, My boss was happy. I was not like, wow, that I'm super happy, but I believe that I knew in that point, I knew that the client will be the client will be happy. I mean, I will be I mean, I was released at the same time that I mean that the client wasn't uncomfortable with those situations.
Yes, as Victor just stated, it's not just bring to the table a lot of complaints in your and why you're not happy with these negotiations. It's just explain how you feel and bring a possible solution or any possible idea or an exit of the conflict. That's key. Also, bring a possible solution.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the last question? It was like,
It was about the policy,
ah,
and we were talking about the schedule.
yeah. Honestly, uh, I I don't remember any conflict about myself, like not being happy with a rule or policy. Uh, of course there are, but I don't remember any. I like in a job. Uh,
I recall one in my previous job in other company. I think I said the name of the company yesterday, but I will say it again. But yeah, it was related with the holidays. So the problem was that you were supposed to work on holidays, but as you know, in Salvador, you are not. It's not a must that you work on holidays. So the policy was they ask you to sign a document asking you if you want to work on holidays. The problem is that is they were not asking you if you want, they it's a pressure. So okay, so you need to sign this document, because if you don't sign this document saying that you want to, because you want to work on holidays, right? You want it.
oh,
No, no, no. Trust me, you want to work on holidays. I mean, you really you want to. So
And you're like, well, I really don't.
no, no, no. Trust me, you want to. And if you don't sign that document at the end, you will have problems or any other conflict. So that it's going to in the future. Well, they will remember that you didn't sign that document. So yeah, at the end that it's not a big deal, because we don't have a lot of holidays here, right? And but yeah, I disagree with that policy. And being honest, I wasn't able to handle it with my boss, because he was the one that was signed that that document. But when I left the company, I didn't have a lot of complaints. But I recall in my living meeting, that's the only key point that I mentioned, that they will need to change.
thank you. Yeah, that sucks. That's not happening. I mean, like if you are, I mean, if it is a must, I mean, it's like they're saying we need to sign this because we don't have.
Or whenever
Mhm.
you find the app, and
Exactly.
if you say, can you give me a moment to read it? Yeah, I will give you a copy, but after you sign the
Yeah,
contract, and that is not correct. The correct should be
totally.
like, this is the contract, you can read it, and I will come back if you are agreed. But what happened if you don't sign? Actually, we cannot ask the companies or the I mean, these banks or these companies, if you don't, you are not agree with the contract, okay, that's okay, go and go away. And
Yeah,
we
so we
cannot,
don't give you the money.
because they are in a situation that you have to do it, because if you want that benefit, let's say, because it's not a benefit, a credit card, but you have to sign and that's it. You cannot modify any rule. It's not like when you're getting a job. If you, I remember my first job, when I was getting the first contract, and in the contract we're saying that I have to work on Saturdays. And I asked, no, I don't work on Saturdays. I remember I was like 21 years old, and I told
Mhm.
him,
And you
I
told
don't
them
work.
that?
Yeah, I told him I don't work on Sunday and on Saturdays. I used to work only from Monday to Friday. And he was laughing because it was the boss, he was the owner of the company. And he was saying, okay, that's right. Keep working on from Monday to Saturday. And maybe in that situation, it was just a small thing because he wanted to start working on Saturday, but I did not agree with that. And it was okay, but there's not, with a big company, you cannot modify any rule. If you're agree, okay, sign. If you're not, go away. And that's it. I think because of the
Right.
culture of our company or for of our country.
Totally. So I think we cover all the questions.
Nice. Nice. Let me get you guys back.
Sure.
Good. Oh, so we're waiting for. Okay, here you are. Good. Okay, so welcome back. Let's go over the questions here, and so we got the first one. How do you handle conflict? Lily, I'm gonna let you answer this question, and then the second question is gonna go to Astrobal. Explain a situation where you had a conflict at work and how you handle it. But we're gonna go with the first one with Lily.
Okay. How I handle conflict is, first, I need to be, I'm a very like emotional, I think. And also temperamental. How do
Yeah,
you say that?
temperamental.
Temperamental. Okay. So with the recent difficult situation, I tend to be angry really fast. So I have learned to acknowledge that emotion. So I know that at that moment, I won't be able to actually address or tackle the situation in the best solution. So
Right.
first, I need to be myself in a good place to then try to think if there are other options, try to be objective in the other point of view, and then try to or look for that space to actually talk and have a conversation about what is going on. So I think in short, how I handle a conflict, it's first I do my part alone. And when I feel ready, I go to the other party to try to look for an agreement.
Is that how you really do it, like in your daily base?
When I am like, actually, if I have the time, yeah, because sometimes you are
Or the
you're
opportunity, eh?
probably, yeah, of the opportunity, yeah, because if something came up, for example, in a business meeting, and I don't have the time, right? So I try to, but I also try to write down everything important that it's happening. So if it happens in a business meeting and I need to help the team or help myself to address a conflict, I need
Mhm.
to bring those things that I already take notes to like try to do something when was already stated in the meeting. So yeah, I try to find for options, and in moments like those when there is no time for me to like go to a mirror and say, okay, calm down. I try to I try to be very asertiva.
Mhm.
Um,
Asertiva,
yeah,
assertive. Mhm.
okay, or go straight to the point, because if I start talking, I know I can say something that it's not correct.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I know. I know. Okay. That's good. How about, okay, thanks, Laylee. How about the second, Ball?
Okay. I remember I was talking with a lady that I remember one situation, like it was a conflict um with my team, because I remember in that time it was a project out of the country, and there was a policy with the benefits whenever you were traveling, all this money that um how do you say viáticos in English is
You can
the
say
budget.
you can say the budget, or you can
Okay.
say, yeah, it's
Mm,
okay.
yeah, the budget that you had assigned whenever you were traveling, it was like $25 every day for food, and the hotel was, I don't remember, it was a fixed fee for that, but yeah, it covers. It was another budget to that. Um, but there was a project that was a bigger project. It was like, yeah, it was a good benefit for the company as well, and because
When you were
the
traveling to where?
to
Like,
Honduras.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and there was this project that was like was 2 months to work on Honduras, and I
Mhm.
remember in that time my boss said that because the consultants were to work more time and they were not eating every day on restaurants, because they were had an Airbnb for that, and the budget assigned was not anymore $25, but it was like 10 or $15 each day, and I was not agree, because I told him, if you're adding that budget to the project,
Yeah,
you
you were
should,
not in agreement.
yeah, you're there is not a policy that whenever it's a longer project you have less benefits when you were traveling, but he was saying that they can cook on their Airbnb, and it was less expensive for them, but it was not part of his decision if they were cooking or they were eating out of every day. So I was I because I was the chief of the consultants, I was not being traveling that long to the Honduras, but my consultant were going to travel, and I was asking for to maintain the budget for $15 each day, and yeah, it was a longer discussion, and at the end was not a win-win solution, because at the end he was deciding that okay, it was not $25, and okay, I can give you like $20 at max, because they can cook, and that's it. And that's the best I can do for you. And yeah, that's how was that conflict. At the end, they were just I don't know, to accommodate that situation, to stay longer, because it's a sacrifice, not just for the food, not for just being out of your country, but yeah, it was not a good, I think, decision to reduce the budget for each day.
It's good that you brought it up because even though you didn't end up with the $25 as it was at the beginning, but you end up with 20, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Other than the 10 or 15 they were trying to give you, and that's the kind of negotiation. I mean, when you are not in agreement with something with your boss or with whoever, I think rather than, oh, I'm gonna go talk to this person and they will see as if you are not following their instructions or what they say or whatever you want to call it, I think I would call it rather a negotiation. What you're doing,
Mhm.
like something that you're not agreement with, and you need to bring that up to whoever you need to bring it up to.
Mm,
I think we're more used to say yes. Maybe not now, but normally I think we've been more like say yes to whatever our bosses have to say, and we're like, okay, so you follow the instructions, you follow the rules. But I think now we're more like, I don't think that's correct, or I don't think that's right, or I don't think that's right. And then I think we tend more to um, say the things that we're not in agreement with as well.
that's right. That's right.
Okay, good. Thank you both, Laylee and Asdrubal. Hey, we're running out of time here. We only have 20 seconds, so we're gonna end up here. I want to thank you, the four of you who connected to the class, and I'm gonna see you again tomorrow.
Okay. See you
Ciao.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.